Hello everyone, this is part 4 on how to make a Flappy Bird game in Scratch. In this tutorial, I will be making some improvements to the loose screen, adding a countdown text, and adding a menu screen. If you haven't seen parts 1, 2, or 3 yet, make sure to check them out, links are in the description below. Anyways, let's get started. So first off, our clones of the pipe and the hills don't show up when the game is over. And that's because we delete the clones when the game is over, since we don't want the clones to reappear when the game restarts. However, we still want them to show when the you lose screen pops up. But we can't really put the delete this clone after the when I receive play because it wouldn't really work. So let's just say for the pipes, for example, I move the delete this clone from the when I receive lose to when I receive play. Then if we try it, then we lose and then restart, then there's these clones of these pipes, and it still doesn't work. So to fix this, we need to broadcast a message after the when I receive lose, but before the when I receive play. And this way we can safely delete our clones in between the losing and the playing. So I'm going to first put this back. And alright, this also ties in perfectly with making the countdown text, because the countdown is going to happen after the you lose, but before the game starts. So what I was thinking for the countdown is that when the game starts, it's going to show up like a 3, 2, 1 start, and then the game's going to actually start like this. So when the countdown is happening, the game's going to actually be paused. But yeah. So let's make the countdown text. Let's first create a new sprite, and I'm just going to type in the number 3. Alright, I'll make this a bit larger, like this, and then I'll duplicate this. I'll type in 2, duplicate this again, type in 1, and then duplicate this again. Then I'll type go. Then I'll make sure to center this in the middle. Alright, so on the screen over here, it's going to be 3, 2, 1, go. So this is going to be our countdown text. Alright, so currently when the green flag is clicked, we broadcast play. However, we don't want to do that because we want to broadcast our countdown text to start instead. So let's create a new message, and I'll just call this start countdown. Alright, click OK. And then when the green flag is clicked, we want to actually broadcast start countdown. So let's go to our countdown sprite. In our countdown sprite, we want to receive the start countdown. And then when it receives it, we want to first show it. And then let's go to motion. Make sure it goes to XY 0, 0, so it's in the center, like this. And then we want to go to looks, and then switch costume to costume 1, which is the number 3. And then go to control. Let's wait maybe 0.5 seconds. And then let's actually duplicate this switch costume and wait. So duplicate this, and then put it under. Then we want to switch costume to costume 2, which is the number 2, and then wait 0.5 seconds, and then duplicate this again, switch costume to costume 1, or actually 3, sorry, and then switch costume to costume 4, which is the go. So it's going to be like this, 3, 2, 1, go. And then at the end, we actually want to hide this, so go to looks, and then hide it. So it's like this, 3, 2, 1, go, and then hide. Alright, so if we try it right now, then we have our countdown. But we actually want the countdown to start the game after it's finished. So at the end over here, let's go to events, and then broadcast play after it finished counting down. So let's try it again. 3, 2, 1, go, and then the game starts. Alright, cool. However, we still want the game to initialize when the green flag is clicked, because right now there's like nothing, right? And then when the game starts, then everything is put into place. But we want everything to be ready when the countdown is counting down, like this. So to do that, it's actually pretty easy. We have to just go to every sprite and then make sure it's in the correct place when it receives the countdown message. So, for example, in the chicken, we want it to set its change in Y to 0, so that's not moving, and then go to this position, and then set size to 80. And that's going to be under when I receive start countdown. So just change that. And then for the rest of the actual moving script, let's just drag a when I receive play. So by doing this, the chicken's actually in its starting position when the countdown happens, like this. Alright, cool. So now time to do the pipes. So let's see. I think for the pipes it's fine because when the countdown is happening, we don't want any pipes to spawn, so the pipes are okay. But let's see the hills. So, of course, when it receives the countdown, we want the hill to be in the middle. So go to 0, 0, and then go backwards 10 layers, so it's in the very back. And I think this is fine. And then we can just drag this back inside of the when it receive play. And let's see how it looks. So the hill's in the correct position. Alright. And now I think the only thing missing is the number counter, or the score counter. So let's go to the score counter. And let's see. Let's change the when I receive play to when I receive start countdown. So pretty much the score counter creates all of its clones, and then the clones show and stuff like that when the score starts counting down. Or the countdown sprite starts counting down, sorry. So yeah, let's try it out now. Oh yeah, and we also need to hide our you lose screen and retry button when the countdown starts. So let's go to our you lose sprite and change the play to start countdown, and do the same thing for our retry button. Change the when I receive play to when I receive start countdown. Alright, let's try it again now. There's the countdown, and then the game starts. Alright, cool. Let's try it again. There's the countdown, and then the game starts. Alright, so the countdown now works when the green flag is clicked. However, the countdown does not work yet when the retry button is clicked. And that is because for the retry button, when the button is clicked, it broadcasts play. But we need to change that to countdown, or start countdown. So when the mouse is down, then broadcast start countdown. Alright, let's try it again. So countdown, and then let's just say we lose the game, then we try, and then there's the countdown. Alright, cool. So we added the countdown, and the countdown seems to work. Alright, but however, we still need to fix the problem with the lose screen, because the clones are disappearing. So to prevent the clones from deleting when the lose screen starts up, let's move the delete this clone into the when I receive start countdown, not after when I receive lose. So let's first go to our pipes, and then where it says delete this clone inside of the when I receive lose, let's change this to when I receive start countdown, and then delete this clone. And same thing for the hills. So instead of the delete this clone inside of the when I receive lose, we drag a, or actually in here, when I receive start countdown, then delete this clone. Alright, let's try it now. So there's a countdown, then let's lose the game. And now, as you can see, the pipes show up and the hill shows up. And for some reason, our retry button is in the back over here. So I'm just going to make it go to the front layer when the lose is received. Alright, let's try it again. Countdown, and then lose the game, and then there we go. Now we have a fully functioning lose screen. Cool, so let me just try it out. It's like this. And then when the game is lost, then essentially everything pauses and it's all good. Alright, so now I sort of wanted to add a bird knockback animation when the game loses. For example, when the bird crashes into the pipe, the bird sort of jumps backwards like that. So I'm going to add that. let's go to the bird sprite. And then, since we want the bird to do its animation when the game is lost, let's grab a when I receive lose. Then let's make the bird sort of jump. So we want to, of course, change the, or actually set the change in y to, let's say, 7. Now we want to go to control and then grab a repeat until block, put it after the change in y to 7, and then let's repeat until the bird is lower than the bottom edge of the screen. So repeat until the y position is less than, what is it? I think I have it over here. Oh yeah, negative 171. Alright. Drag this inside of the repeat until. And then after the bird is lower than negative 171 in the y position, then it's going to hide. So drag the hide after the repeat until. And then while it's still greater than negative 171, then we want it to just duplicate this. So change y by change in y, drag it inside of the repeat until. And then we want to also make sure the change in y is decreasing. So also copy this one. Change in y by negative 0.8. And then drag this inside of the repeat until. Alright, so let's try it out. So when the bird crashes into the pipe, then it sort of jumps like that. Alright, I think I'm going to make the bird also go backwards a bit. So let's go to motion and then drag a change x by, let's say, negative 1. Then let's drag it in there. And let's try it out. Oops, okay, and our bird is hidden. That is because I hid it over here, but then I do not show it again when the game starts. So let's go to looks and then grab a show, drag it after the when I receive start countdown. Alright, let's try it again. There's the bird. When it hits the pipe, then it does that. Alright, cool. Let's see it again. The bird, when it hits the pipe, let's say here, it sort of jumps backwards. Alright, and I'm also going to make sure that the bird points in direction of 90 degrees when the game starts. Alright, and I think it works. So let's see, oh yeah, I realized that the score does not reset until the start countdown finishes, but we want the score to reset when the start countdown begins. So let's see where the score is set. Oh, right here. Alright, and let's actually set the score when I receive start countdown. Alright, now the score resets to 0 when the start countdown begins, and it should be fine. Alright, cool. Like this. Okay. And now I sort of remember seeing some bugs when I was playtesting this game. So let me just try to find them. Let's see. Oh yeah. Right there, when you press retry before the bird is finished falling, it sort of doesn't work like that because the bird is still falling. So let's go to our bird. And let's see. It stops all other scripts in the sprite. So let's put it before everything over here. And that is because when the game restarts while the bird is still falling, then the bird is going to keep on falling. So we need to make sure that we stop the falling bird sprite or script, and then it should work. Alright, let's try it again. So when the bird is falling, and then it click retry, then it works. Let's see. I remember seeing something else that was a problem. I think it was the pipes, so let's see. Okay, I don't see anything right now. Okay, that's a problem. So I think when you press retry right after the bird dies, then it doesn't work. So let's try it. Oops, okay, it's right here. So I'm just gonna spam click this. And then yeah, the game doesn't really work. So let's see how I can fix this. Let's see it again. Alright, so that just stops working. So I think the best way to fix this is to just go to the retry button and then adding a wait, let's say 0.1 seconds before it runs the code about the touching the mouse pointer and stuff like that. So I think this should fix it. Let me just try it again. Alright, that fixes it. So when I click it super rapidly, there's no more weird pipe issues. So that's fine. Alright, cool. So I think I fixed all of the bugs for now. Now I'm going to create a simple menu screen. So first of all, I need to create a menu button. So let's just duplicate this retry button. And then let's go to costumes. And I'm going to change this to menu. And that should be fine. Alright, so now I'm going to position this downwards a bit. Maybe right here. Alright, so I'm just going to drag this go to XY. Let's say after the win and receive lose. And for the retry button, I'm going to do the same. So go to 0, 0. Alright, so now I have the retry and menu button. So when I click the menu button, I want it to broadcast a new message. And let's just name this menu. When we click the menu button, we want it to actually go to the menu. So let's go to stage, and then I'm going to create a new backdrop. And this is going to be my menu backdrop. And for now, I'm just going to create a rectangle that's the color white, or actually a light blue works too. So like this. Alright. Bit wider. Okay. And then I'm just gonna add some text saying menu. And this should be fine for now. Alright, so now in our stage, we want to make sure that when it receives menu, so in events, when I receive menu, then we want to switch backdrop to backdrop 2, which is the menu backdrop, and then when I receive start countdown, which is the game starting with the countdown text, then we want to switch backdrop to backdrop 1, which is our game background. So yeah, right now it should work with just the background change. Alright, and then menu, and like that, the menu changes. However, if we go to the menu, we want everything else to disappear. So let's go to the sprites one by one and then make sure they hide when they receive menu. So let's first go to the bird. Alright, so let's go to events. When I receive menu, then we want to hide, and then go to control, or actually events, or sorry, control, and then stop other scripts in Sprite. Alright, so this ensures that nothing else in the chicken sprite is going to run, and that should be fine. Now let's drag this into also our pipe sprite, and let's add a delete this clone at the end to make sure all the clones are gone, and then drag this into our hill sprite. Alright, drag this into our number counter sprite, also our loose screen. However, we don't need this delete this clone since there are no clones in this loose screen. And we also don't need this stop other scripts in Sprite since there are no loops in here, so it's fine. And let's go to, let's say, our number counter and then drag this into our retry button sprite. Let's take out the delete this clone because there are no clones in this sprite. And I think this should be fine. Oh yeah, also the menu button. Alright. And this should be good. Let's try it out. Countdown and then lose the game, then menu. Oh yeah, this is another bug. When you lose the game right when a pipe is spawned, then the pipe still moves because the stop other scripts in Sprite is called right before the pipe starts moving. So yeah, I am going to fix this in the next part of this series though. But anyways, let's go back to looking at the menu. So let's try it again. When the bird loses, then menu. Then as you can see, everything hides and we are at the menu. So now on the menu screen, we want a play button. So to do that, let's just copy the menu button. And then let's go to costumes, change this to play. Or actually start. And then let's go to the code. And let's see. In the when and receive menu, we want the button to show and actually do all of this stuff. So we can just take this out and then change the lose to menu, and this should be fine. And then when the mouse is down, we want the start button to broadcast play, or actually start countdown, and then that should be fine. Let's see. Alright, and when I receive start countdown, we want the start button to hide and also to stop other scripts in the sprite. Oh, actually, we already have it here, so it's fine. Yep, that's good. And I think we should be good. So let's try it out. Oops, okay, everything is gone, or actually the hills, and that's because I need to make sure I show the hills when the start countdown is received, like that. Alright, let's try it out. Okay. Then when the bird crashes the pipe, and then menu, then there's our start button. Alright, and then when we press start, then there's our countdown. Okay, everything seems normal, and everything seems to work. Now I'm just going to reposition the start button to maybe the middle over here. So right here, that is Y position 23. Alright, and this should be good. Menu, and then menu. Alright. Now, since we have a menu, when the green flag is clicked, we don't want it to start the game, but we want it to go to the menu. So instead of broadcasting start countdown, we want it to broadcast menu. And now, it should be fine. So when the green flag is clicked, it shows the menu, and then we can start. Alright, and our game works like normal. And then when the bird crashes, it shows the animation, and then we can retry. And we can also go to the menu. Alright, so there we have it. We have our basic menu, we have a working retry button and lose screen, and we also added some countdown text. So yeah. Anyways, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, then give it a thumbs up and subscribe too if you haven't already. In the next video, I will be making some final touches to the game overall, fixing some bugs, and improving the graphics. Anyways, that's it for this video. See ya!